Okay, so good afternoon, everyone who's joined in. This is Ed Condon. I'm with the Region 9 Head Start Association, and we're so glad that you've taken the time to join this call. This is a little different this year in terms of our effort as it relates to dollar per child. The committee that guides this work really felt that this year we wanted to take the approach of having at least 4 calls with the community here in Region 9 to, one, spark a lot more interest in dollar per child, and to also share ideas of what's happening in local agencies, and also hear from our partners at NHSA in terms of what's happening both with the campaign and then, of course, as important, with the investment of dollars that's coming from the community in terms of the results in DC with lobbying and communications work. We all know that Head Start has benefited greatly from National Head Start's presence in DC and persistence working with our representatives on Capitol Hill. And if you haven't had the chance to go back to either the fall leadership or the winter leadership, we strongly encourage you to do so, because that's where so much of the work gets done in meeting with representatives and presenting the work of Head Start in communities each and every day. On the screen, you'll see the schedule for this year. And I would like to tell you just a little bit. Today, October 30th, we're going to hear from Olivia at NHSA, who directs the campaign, and hear a few details from her perspective in terms of what occurred last year and what we hope to accomplish this year. On January 22nd, we'll have another call, and at that call, I'll be asking some of the agencies, such as Neighborhood House or Kids Count and so forth, to talk about some of their efforts, both with staff as well as parents, and more broadly in the community in terms of raising dollars. We have some innovative ideas to share, whether it's hosting events with restaurants, such as what they did just recently in Las Vegas, or it's working directly with governing board members to raise dollars. Then in March, we'll be helping you to get ready for the national conference, encouraging your attendance there for both the purpose of donating the dollars as well as enjoying the event. And so we'll be bringing on staff from NHSA to talk with us about that. And we'll also be covering the political landscape as it evolves during the year as we're heading toward budget and appropriations work, as well as any regulatory changes. So March 12th will be focused on sort of the environment in which we do our advocacy. And then very last, June 25th, will be sort of a wrap up. We'll have our last push for dollars for the campaign and hopefully some preliminary totals in terms of funds raised. So on the webinar, you have the choice of sending me a chat, and I have a chat invite now. So I'm hearing from some of our attendees. Sounds like folks are here now and can hear and see, which is great. Thanks for sharing that. And then, of course, you can also do the question answer. So when you ask a question, my question box will pop up. And Olivia, I believe you can see the question box as well in your controls. If you can't, let me know and I'll read the questions to you.
Yes, that would be great, because I am dialing in from my phone, so I can't see anything. Thanks. Good
to know. So I will go ahead and watch for questions. So again, you can see our plan for this next year in terms of the calls out to the agencies to keep you moving forward in your collection and your planning and your brainstorming over ideas. And then, of course, at Region 9, we have on our board our Dollar per Child Committee, and that committee is charged with hosting these calls and promoting the idea, as well as supporting Region 9 Unique's effort in terms of our own events where we raise dollars at either the Family Engagement Conference or at the Early Childhood STEM Institute, which we do in the spring. And I'll tell you more about that in just a few minutes. And I see that Tiffany has joined us, but Tiffany is not able. So Tiffany, I'm going to just double check and see if I can unmute you. Hold on. Let me unmute all. Okay. Tiffany, are you able to speak now? I've unmuted you. Okay, she might just be on a phone as well. So she's here with us. And Tiffany, along with Tunika Henry, really lead the Dollar per Child effort. All right. So let's go ahead and get into our content. I do apologize. I'm doing this remotely. So if I'm a little slow, be patient with me. Oh, good. Tiffany can hear me, but she can't speak. So if I say anything, she will chat me and tell me what to say correctly. I promise I'll get the guidance from her. All right. So let's go into our slides. Come on, cooperate, please. There we go. So in our past year, I thought it would be a great place to start. And Olivia, thank you for providing this to us. We raised in the region $29,904.06. Those monies are broken down on the screen for you. And just to share, for those of you who are phone only, in Arizona, $38,822. In California, $12,120. In Hawaii, $2,355. From Nevada, $3,790. And then in addition to those dollars coming from states, the regional association raised independently $7,815.61, which was sent to National Head Start for the total of $29,904.06. So that's a great amount of dollars and a great start. Of course, here in Region 9, we serve closer to 131,000 children, I believe. So it's certainly a lot of room to grow, and we hope to see this number more than double this next year as we go through the year. On the left side of the screen, you see our effort this just past week at our Family Engagement Conference. I didn't catch a picture of the goal after it was accomplished, but we did raise just over $2,500 at that event. And that's raised through selling raffle tickets from items, or 4 items, that have been donated from our vendors. So we have some very generous vendors, some of the typical ones that you know, such as Kaplan and Lakeshore and Frog Street, as well as donations from our board in the terms of jewelry. And then each state puts together a basket of items that are raffled off. And so California, Arizona sent to the conference some beautiful baskets, and folks were buying tickets to enter and win those. And in fact, this year, I think we even had a helicopter trip donated, which was great. And we had that to raffle off as well. Okay, let me go back and see if I can open up the line. Hold on. Okay, so all of my panelists are unmuted. So Tiffany or Tunika, if one of you wants to check to see if you can speak. Okay, still not hearing this, so we'll continue to go forward. So again, this is how we raise it in Region 9. It comes through the state activities as well as the regional activities, and there's our goal for last year. So with that in mind, I want to go ahead and move forward and ask Olivia to share with us a little bit of what's happening with the dollar per child at the national level. Olivia?
Sure. Thank you, Ed. And hi, everyone. It's great to be with you this afternoon. And really, I would first just want to commend you all. When Ed emailed me about this, I just thought, wow, this is such a great initiative from Region 9. I'm so excited that you're going to be doing these calls and that you've got a plan for the year. So really just congratulations to you already for doing this. And we certainly appreciate it and would love to have other regions follow suit. So I'm really glad that, that I can be with you today. I guess I would just like to take a few minutes to sort of talk a little bit about some of the things that we have created this year that we hope you all will find useful as you do start to carry out your activities and start to promote the Dollar Per Child campaign for 2018-2019. I think most of you hopefully have seen the new narrative that we came up with earlier this year. It is on our website, and I do apologize because our website unfortunately has been down for about a week or so. We hope to get it back up, I believe, tomorrow morning. So these links that you're seeing in the PowerPoint will be available. But certainly if you go to the Dollar Per Child page on our website, you will be able to access all of the new resources that we've created. So primarily the first thing that I just want to make sure everyone knows about is our new narrative. And that really has to do with how we are describing what Dollar Per Child does for, you know, our advocacy and for projecting the voices of Head Start children, families, and programs. Not just, you know, obviously at the state level, local level, but certainly in Washington and with the White House, of course. So we have put together a one-pager and a few other bullet points around sort of the key factor, sort of the key achievements that we have been able to achieve with our Dollar Per Child contributions. Certainly, as Ed mentioned earlier, it has a lot to do with our ability to be present, to make sure that we have a persistent voice in DC and at the state level. And of course, that we can engage with lobbyists when needed, that we can get experts, that we can get audiences with folks, but also that we have the resources to, for example, if we need to make a video, if we need to bring on staff that can do some really creative awareness raising products for us. If we need to, for example, if we feel that it's really important to have at a particular moment parents telling their stories, as we did at the Parents as Leaders Conference in DC last year, or in 2017, we are really able to pull from those contributions to ensure that we are lifting up the voices that we believe at certain moments would be critical and have a real impact when it comes to showing the power of the program and what Head Start is able to do for our kids and families. So on the Dollar Per Child page, we now have talking points that we hope that you'll utilize. I know many of you have already started utilizing them this year. And I think it's important because we really do feel it necessary for everyone to know where are these contributions going and what do they enable us to do. And so that's there, and just want to make sure that you all access it and use it as you see fit. And then I just wanted to share a little bit, just to remind you, because I think these are also related to that, good to let folks know that, through Dollar Per Child and what we have been able to do as far as having a presence on Capitol Hill and speaking and talking and relationship building around Head Start. As you all know, in 2018, we were able to, with of course the help of many of you and folks all around the country, increase funding by $610 million. In this new fiscal year that just began this month, we have, and I think we sent a field message about that last week, we secured an increase in funding by $200 million, and that will go $50 million to expand early Head Start and $150 million to increase and boost salaries for the workforce. So as much as we can, we do feel that it's very important to give people tangible achievements and let them know what is Dollar Per Child doing for all of us. And of course, I think that you all know the importance of it, but it's important to let everyone in the program know about these achievements and what we can do when we are able to lift our voices in very powerful and meaningful ways. And certainly that has everything to do with collecting stories, projecting them, having I don't know if, Ed, you have the second slide up, but we certainly have been able to use resources to engage personalities, celebrities, ambassadors to not only support and engage in the Dollar per Child campaign themselves, but to just raise awareness around Head Start in general. Last year, we engaged Tay Diggs, as many of you know, who has continued to be a champion for Head Start and certainly lifted up the Dollar per Child campaign. He even did a matching grant for us last year, and then, or a matching campaign for us. And then this year, we engaged Whoopi Goldberg, who around the birthday of Head Start in May, also supported Dollar per Child. So, you know, we have done a lot with artist engagement, and we continue to do that. And all of that is brought to you by Dollar per Child, all of those efforts, you know. And so we just wanted to make sure that folks know of these things and that they can talk to people about them, because they do matter. And certainly we do think that it's great resources to have these new celebrities speaking publicly on behalf of Head Start, and certainly on behalf of the Dollar per Child campaign, and there's nothing wrong with letting people know about that. So we also want to make sure that, you know, if you are on social media and you see them, for example, during Head Start Awareness Month, if you see them posting, share that, let your communities know. And you know, I think that just excites people, and it's a really, you know, neat thing to talk about. And then I guess, I know I don't have a lot of time, but I do want to say that this year, we are really encouraging and hoping that everyone who gave last year will either match or double their contribution. We, you know, as you all know, the climate continues to change, and, you know, we have to be ready for anything. So we really do want to make sure that we can at least have, you know, raised what we did last year. And certainly that takes all of us talking to our friends, talking to our communities, talking to our programs, talking to our parents, and really, you know, encouraging them to do all the important work that they did the year before, whether it was, you know, holding an event, doing something on their personal social media accounts, supporting Dollar per Child and asking people to support the campaign. It's really up to you. We also have a toolkit on the Dollar per Child page that actually was, you know, modeled and sort of updated off of what California had put together a few years back. And we, in 2019, in the new year, will be creating a new video toolkit with some, you know, nice things that we hope people will use to spread the word about the Dollar per Child campaign. So look out for that. But would just like to encourage you to take advantage of what's on the website. And again, hopefully that will be up tomorrow and live and back in effect. And I think those are the main points that I really wanted to make, and really to congratulate all of you in the region for, you know, your hard work. And we really do appreciate it. And thank you so very much for continuing to do what you do.
Great. Thank you, Olivia. I appreciate those details. You know, I just want, since we have you on the phone, to for you and I to have a little conversation on a couple topics that always come up when we talk about this with programs. And it does look like we also have a question from one of our attendees. But let me just ask you, when you're asked where to give the dollars, how do you guide programs? What's your response? I'm sorry, where and when to give the dollars?
Where to give them? You mean online?
To mail them where? They mail them to NHSA.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so on the Dollar per Child website, there's a P.O. Box address that they can mail them to. I don't have that in front of me, but I can certainly send it to you after this call, and you can forward it around to everyone. But it's on our website. If folks prefer to send a check, they can physically mail it to that P.O. Box. And if not, everyone can donate online, and it is credited to your state, region, and or program, as long as you denote which program you would like to go to.
Great, thank you. So monies can flow in at any time of year. They don't need to wait until the national conference, but it's okay to do that, right, because that's a great opportunity to have a little time to shine in the warm sun. So people can work it all year, or they can just, as it comes in and they're ready to send it off to NHSA, you welcome those contributions year round.
That is correct. And I should also say, as you know, we do have the really fun check presentation ceremony at the national conference in the spring. However, regardless of whatever you may give publicly then, when we do tally who will be the state, regional, and program winner for the year, and the at that date winner at the conference, we do take into account everything that has been given, whether it was online, through a check, throughout that fiscal year. So that would be counted too, just so that folks know.
That's great. And it's good to know that that's all in the total. And then the other question that comes up is we have in some states folks doing a $2 per child campaign, and so $1 goes to regional, and then that dollar then gets sent to national. $1 stays in the states. And then in other states, they have a $1 pledge that they send to regional, and then we send to national, or in some cases, they send directly to you. So monies are flowing to you in different ways, and I guess I want to have you affirm it doesn't matter how the dollar gets there, it's to get it to national, and the money should flow up. But if the program sends it up through their state association, then it gets to national as well. Does that make sense?
Yes. Oh, yes, for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because sometimes folks get confused on where the dollars flow, and they all go to national, tagged to the state they're raised in or in the region. So all giving is good, and so all giving
Correct.
is welcomed. All giving is credited back to that individual state where the program sits. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know. The other question that comes up is around the tax deductibleness of dollar per child. Can you speak to that?
Sure. It is all tax deductible. And that's really all there is to say about it. If you go to the Dollar per Child campaign, you'll see that, and it's very clear. So yeah, it is definitely tax deductible.
Good. So that if that question comes up, they can look at the toolkit. The toolkit reinforces that information as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, super. All right. Well, we'll do a good job this year of passing those links around once they're available to us, as well as the video in the new year. And then my last question is, as you look at the year and you start looking at the parent conference in winter leadership, do you expect to do anything special for Dollar per Child in those face-to-face events in addition to what you're doing at the annual conference?
Well, we will most likely have a collection at each of the upcoming conferences. But national really will be the place where we have the big sort of event for Dollar per Child. At Parent, to date, we don't have a workshop set around Dollar per Child. However, we may at national.
Okay. Good. Excellent. Okay. Let me one more question on the line here. So let me go to the question box. Okay. So it says, can you please repeat what programs and who with funds raised in $2 per child? So the question came from Mo in Arizona, and as far as I know, only California operates a $2 per child effort through their events. And again, the dollar gets sent to us, and that dollar then gets sent to national. At least that's how it was last year. I'll check in with Chris to see if that's the plan. I don't know if their dollars are only raised at their events or if they're collecting them in any other fashion. For those of you who are on the phone from Nevada or Arizona or Hawaii, I think we have someone from each of those states. Do any of your states collect or promote a $2 amount? And you can send that to me in a chat or in a Q&A. Okay. Hearing no one out, I'll certainly collect that information and so I'm getting a chat now. Thanks for your patience on this. I usually have someone operating. Oh, Hawaii doesn't, so we just know at this point it's just California. And I'll look at Tiffany. I don't believe Nevada does as well. Olivia, you'd love the event that occurred just, I think, 2 weeks ago, and they did I want to say it was a pizza parlor, like one of the national chains that did an evening activity. Head Start parents went in and staffed it, and they raised about $200 for Dollar per Child. Yeah, they're a great idea. So good. All right. Well, we'll keep the conversation going. Again, I want to thank Olivia for joining us today. I'll make sure that, oh, there's another. I'll make sure that this recording gets out. Let me just check. Just to share, Nevada will be working with the Children's Advocacy Alliance to develop a $2 per child campaign in Nevada. So Nevada is doing more work around that as well. Super.
Great.
All right. Well, let me just to wrap up and let you all know we'll make this recording available for the programs who haven't been able to. Hopefully, you, if you have a peer, you can share these dates. The next call being January 22nd at 2 o'clock. We'll host a similar webinar where we'll have panelists who will speak, as well as participants will promote that out to the Head Start community. And I think your challenge of doubling our amount, which would be about $60,000, is a good marker. I think I'll chat with the committee, but I think we're going to adopt that 60 grand note and see if we can't get there for you.
That's great. Wonderful.
Wonderful. Okay, everyone. Thanks for joining the call. I think we are wrapped up in about 30 minutes, which I appreciate everyone's time. We don't want to, and I'm getting one more chat. Oh, and Tiffany says, thank you to everyone who participated and to Olivia. So have a good afternoon, and we'll stay in touch. Thank you.
Bye.